Blub blub, everyone. Welcome to this probably mini-series, because this game is still in EA, in early access, that is. This is Solar Expanse, where we take the role, I think, of a company-ish institution that will try to expand into space in various ways, with, you know, more current tech, as far as I understand, and then progressing, of course, further until you can even go interstellar. Interesting. So it's very much on at the same level as Interstellar Transport Company, maybe not as arcadey as that was. It was a bit more arcadey. I did like that game though, so I hope I will like this one too. If there is any... Unfortunately, there's no one here, so I'm not sure if I'm just too loud or whatever it is. If the other sound is fine. I hope people come soon and tell me. But we'll just roll with this for now. OBS-wise, looks good-ish. But we'll see. Okay, let's just start a new game and let's see how this works. Okay, yeah, we have different kind of companies or whatever this is. Yeah, corporation selection. It is corporations. So we have Solex. At the forefront of the private sector in aerospace, Solex has been making strides thanks to their first truly reusable launch vehicles. Oh yeah, reusability, because that's a thing. Not. While they've undoubtedly revolutionized the industry, can they sustain their grand ambitions? Yeah, Solex. Yeah, okay, sure, we know what that is. Definitely not going to play those. NASA, as the oldest space agency still around, NASA boasts an impressive record in space exploration and research, though they are the only ones to have landed humans on the moon. They had a rather long lapse in deep space missions. Yeah, and unfortunately they're being dismantled right now. But now, with the lessons of old nuclear propulsion research finally applied in practice, they are in a prime position to take the lead in exploring the solar system. Nuclear power propulsion. I mean, this would make the most sense because no one can just take over NASA in terms of their experience and their know-how and, you know, what they have achieved. But I'm more looking... yeah, to the European Space Agency. That makes more sense to me because I'm European. I'm European. Representing the collective of European space efforts, this agency has assembled the foremost minds of the continent to explore and research space. With cutting-edge electric spacecraft and space infrastructure to build more. Electric spacecraft's not a thing yet. Apart from, I think, a satellite could work with that a little bit. But technically not a thing. And space infrastructure to build more, they are ready to go further beyond. Starting research improved electric engines and computing technologies. Starts with a research lab. Well, that's nice. The others don't? You start with hydrogen production and nuclear power and propulsion. Interesting. Nuclear power and propulsion is also nice. There's a Chinese space agency. Last of the great powers to fully join the space race. China has, you know, for no reason at all. China has managed to rapidly advance and become a peer of other space programs. With their industrial might, deep space colonizations within their grasp, and they are determined to not just match, but exceed everyone else. Yeah, unfortunately, no one who is trying to explore space right now is actually a good choice. And this is the Russian cosmonauts, I guess? Yeah, Soviet Union, okay. Created after the fall of the Soviet Union, this Russian corporation has never reached the heights of their pioneering predecessor, struggling with shrinking budgets. I mean, yeah, NASA will do that too now. They push to commercialize their space program, now backed with a resource extraction venture and excellent life support technology. They are ready to claw back their place at the front. Excellent life support technology, nice. They get space farming from the get-go, that's huge. From what I've seen. And hydroponic farms. Okay, that's cool. They can actually feed people. We will not be able to, but I'm gonna go ESA, of course. I'll also like to start with a research lab. That makes much sense to me. And improved electric engines, I mean, I guess, and computing technologies. We'll see how that goes. Realistic solar system. Okay, it's the only one available anyway. To be revealed later. Oh, it's probably not just solar system. I mean, TRAPPIST-1 and Kepler-90 those are not Earth. Those are planetoids that are, you know, that show all the signs of being like Earth, I think it was. But that's about it. Well, that's interesting. And also revealed later. Cool. Maybe there are some fantasy solar systems to be revealed. I don't know. Maybe some... I mean, most of them feature Earth, right? But maybe some Mass Effect stuff or something. That would be interesting. Start early exploration. Yeah, this is not early exploration, but okay. It's 50 years later, but okay. It's fine. The rest is not available anyway. That's fine. Colonization era is 2100. Interesting. Race beyond 2300. Many new competitors going into space, both private and national. A second space race is coming. Looking not merely to explore the frontier or put a man on Mars, but to reap the riches of the solar system. Which are there, but are they actually exploitable? From planetary bases and asteroid mines, a new space economy shall be born. Can you secure your place in it? I don't like how SpaceX this looks. Ugh. But I'm interested in, will this game actually accurately display, you know, radiation problems that you need to face? And that's not really the Van Allen belts, but deep space radiation is horrible. Horrible. And really, really hard to actually protect against. As far as I know, Van Allen belts is only alpha radiation. It's very easy to protect against that. You could probably use a sheet of paper to actually protect yourself, more or less. But deep space is gamma radiation. That's bad. So it would be interesting, because there are definitely high radiation levels outside of Earth to find. Okay, we could have different rivals. I want to leave the tutorial on. I'm not sure if we want to start as a pioneer, but let's just do that. This is difficulties for sure. Okay, it's just the upkeep that changes and the money we start with. Let's just have it at 1. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll lose hard. But, you know, it's all part of the process. Yeah, let's have NASA and China as the rivals. That's fine. Takes more fuel to launch from planets with stronger gravity. Who would have thought? Some people don't get out of bed without coffee in the morning. You know, just stating the obvious. Oh, this is absolute fantasy. A space elevator onto an asteroid. That's like absolute nonsense. Helium-3 is a key element for advanced propulsion power technologies. Yeah, and Helium-3 is proposed to be on the moon. No one knows if it is, as far as I am aware. That might be wrong, but we'll see. Important info. Welcome, Director. Your mission is to lead us in the conquest of the solar system and beyond. We're about to schedule our first flights into space, then to the moon and other planets. Eventually we'll colonize, terraform, and perhaps one day venture to the stars. I'll be your assistant. Look for tutorial information top left corner. So the interesting thing is that there isn't Blue Origin in here, or a mock-up of that. But also, there's literally only one real corporation in this game. But you're still called a corporation. But NASA is not a corporation. That's a state institution, right? I mean, it's state-funded for sure, but it's not a private corp. By any stretch of the word. And the same for the others. The ESA isn't. There's also European attached. You know, Europe attached. China, of course, definitely isn't. Russia definitely isn't. What was the other one? There was another one, wasn't there? No, it's just the stupid Sol X BS. But yeah, there's just one corporation. It's weird that we're called a corporation then. That would be should be the odd one out. Okay, we're paused. Let's get down to business. We will now go step by step through the first space mission. Click on the Earth icon to open the object panel. We have a contract now. We're ready for a big launch. To start off, we need to put a brand new space telescope in a low Earth orbit. It will... Oh yeah, that's smooth. I like it. And I love the depiction of Earth. Pretty nice. So we need a space telescope. It will let us... It will let us look above and beyond and scout out suitable locations for future missions. So, okay. That's fine. Weird that we don't have that yet, but maybe our corporation doesn't. Quote-unquote corporation. Because there's definitely telescopes in space. Hubble and stuff, right? Hubble is the most known. There are more. Deliver space telescope from Earth directly to Earth orbit. Observe Lunar. Okay. And unlock a contract to explore Lunar and we get 15,000 bucks. Okay, and it would say... Okay. There. This is the object panel. Contains all the information about the panel, as well as building, spacecraft, and launch vehicles. There's a bit much music, isn't there? Wait a second. Can I... It's already that low, but my goodness. Still very much. I hope that's a bit better. And not as overly excited. Okay. As well as building spacecraft launch vehicles you have on it, you can begin planning the mission here. This is us, this is our competitors. And we have the world government. So we have two competitors in the world government. Cool. We have electronics. This is glass. Metal. We have only 200 people working for us. Well, that's very little for what we need to do. We have very... Carbon dioxide? Oh, it's deposits. Okay. Oh, well, okay. CO2 is not very abundant in the atmosphere. That's very true. It is just very horrible for its little abundance. The effect it has is enormous. Nitrogen. Yeah, we have a lot of nitrogen. Okay. 8.37 million tons. Or metric tons? No, it must be million tons because 8 tons is not much. But I still hope we are metric here. And, you know, not Fahrenheit nonsense. Makes no sense why anyone would ever do this. We have planned a mission. We have a Sparrow. That is a cheap, simple, single-use, small launch vehicle. Okay, so it's basically just the rocket. And on top we put our payload, I would guess. Let's plan a mission, as they say. Our first destination is Earth orbit. Let's type or choose it in the destination box. Uh-huh. So choosing it is quite hard. There it is. Let's go. With destination selected, we can plan the rest. There was also this plan as hypothetical mission, which is interesting, and a cyclical mission. This time we don't necessarily need any sophisticated spacecraft to deliver our cargo to orbit, so let's just use an orbital payload container. Okay, it's just a container that contains our satellite, and yeah, that's it. 1,000 kilotons. Yeah, but our push needs to be great enough for 1,000 kilotons, right? Also, is it actually 1,000 kilotons? Isn't that 1,000,000 tons? Isn't that a bit much? I mean, even 1,000 tons is a lot. But 1,000 tons is ridiculous. I don't think this kilotons makes sense. Cargo screen, click on the add module to add the telescope. So it's already built, right? But can be moved to different locations to perform their functions. Okay. Space telescope. Only thing we have. It weighs 2 tons. Yeah, this is not kilotons. This is a mistake. If this is tons, so this is 1 kiloton. Because it's 1,000 tons, this K needs to be removed. It's wrong. Launch vehicles are optimized for moving things from surface to orbit, but aren't capable of traveling to other planets. They're primarily used for launching cargo and spacecraft from Earth's surface to or other planets, where either gravity is high or a given spacecraft lacks thrust. Yeah, that's the most you pay for getting it getting out of the atmosphere. Remember that you can always view important info about things, how things work with the I button. Uh-huh. Costs 50 tons metal. Yeah, if we lose 50 tons every time, ooh, we will not have that for long. 150 tons of fuel. Damn, son. We are wasting so much fuel. Capacity to orbit 10 tons, not reusable. Yeah, that is a problem. So we definitely don't want to use those for a lot. With everything selected, you can see a summary of the mission length and its cost. Press OK to schedule the mission. Okay. We need 27.2 tons. Okay, it can have 150 tons, but luckily we don't need as much. Because we are not... Yeah, we only have 1/5 of the cargo capacity filled for this thing. Okay. The interesting thing is, it needs 4 delta V and it has 0. Maybe because... Okay, I would assume this doesn't include orbital. Or something. Weird. 0 days, so it's basically instant. And this is modified by atmospheric pressure. Interesting. Okay. Let's speed up time and wait. First, though, there is something I have learned. It's here. It's ready to research. Before we start, this is the start date, the 4th January 2020. We should have some research going. Now, we should have we have nanoprocessors. What the hell? Boost research speed by 4%. I heard that is not much. Yeah, and this as well. So I heard you can ignore this. But we already got some boosts, so that's nice. And also we're reducing the maintenance of research laboratories by 25%. That's huge. Now, there are hall thrusters, electric propulsion. Okay, we have some electric propulsion, as it said. Boost electric engine exhaust velocity. Now, what's the most important... Oh, it can zoom. That's nice. But there is no search in here. Okay. We have lasers. Why? For remote power transfer. Precisely controlled emitters of coherent light. Okay. Atomic manipulation, metamaterials, superconductor magnets, high temperature superconductors. Yeah, if only we had that. Room temperature, if only we had those. Those are the ones we want. Nuclear power could also be interesting. Just nuclear reactors. Although we don't need that for the moon, obviously. Because the moon has the same energy transfer from the sun. The biggest fusion reactor there is. Geothermal power turbine. This could also be very interesting. What do we have else? Fusion. But we need superconductor magnets and nuclear power. And then we can go into fusion. Ooh. Nice. We're making mini suns. Methalox is what we have now. That makes sense. We can go into hydrolox. And then solid hydrogen. Holy nitrogen fuel. Okay. I mean, nitrogen would be easy to get from the atmosphere. There's a lot there. Ooh, spin launch sounds interesting. A light payload is greatly accelerated in a centrifuge, then boosted to the final orbit by a small chemical engine. So this will use much less fuel than a normal launch. So this could be quite nice. Super heavy launch. Improved stack assembly. Reusable launch vehicles we have too. That's really good. But if we look at, yeah, look at that. That costs 840 days until we had this. Space alloys. Regolith sifting. Unlocks helium-3 extraction, okay. Or unlocks the research for it. Gives in situ resource utilization. Increases mining efficiency by 25, okay. Cool. Ooh, and solar sails. That's even better, but probably not that powerful. Operate using nothing but the sun's energy to maneuver through space. Yeah, and also becomes much less efficient the further you get from the sun. Because it is a surface area problem. The further you go out from the sun, I think, what was it? There is a formula for that. Every so much distance you lose half of the, or you need double the surface area for the same irradiance. Stratos. Powerful upper stage capable of independent operation in space. Ideal workhorse for the moon and beyond. So this would be kind of nice. Maybe we should start with this. What is Iris? This is okay. A simple probe carrier. Light craft and electric engine for moving probes and small cargo. So we have electric engines, but it's only drones or probes and small cargo. I think we need something like this to actually work, because this is, and this also unlocks the Hermes. I think this is used for colonization. Expanded cargo base. Yeah, I think yeah, it's only 56 days. I think this is fine. We'll start with this. Biotech for space farming, 112 days. Terraforming, yeah, that's probably a bit further. If only we could terraform Earth, you know. There's a lot of space on Earth that is not terraformed, not at all. Oh, the question is that even possible? Because, you know, Earth looks like it does for a reason. And that's not spiritual reason. This does take a while. So I'd say we do go into biotech, because we will need space farming. And then maybe into solar sails? I do want to have the spin launch, but I'm gonna go. We can probably manipulate this, right? Yeah, we can. Good. So, just so I don't forget, and we will reevaluate this later. I think that should be fine. Now, let's just, okay, see how things go. It's interesting that this didn't stop. Okay, now it's time to use our new telescope. So we started our telescope, even though we unfortunately didn't see the launch, really. Beautiful little thing. Very nice. Oh, look at that, the comets. Really cool. That looks nice. Okay, and we're researching. 51 days. Let's have a look on the exploration panel that is here. I'll keep this thing in view. Oh, the Earth is very, very bright. There you go. That looks a bit better. Now we need observe or discover. We want apparently to observe in Earth. I guess. What's that called? That would be. Oh yeah, and I know my Gammy is a little bit in the way. I'm not sure if I can fix that. Let me see. Where is that? Here? Yes. I could maybe switch myself around. And then, sorry, I have to think because my setup is different. And then put me here. That might be fine. Okay, so this is the... Oh, what's that called? Come on, Gary, you know this. The frame of reference of Earth, in a way? Not really frame of reference. But yeah, in Earth's gravitational field, in a way. So we want to go to Lunar and observe this. But we don't want to go to Lunar, we're observing Lunar. Although that has already... We actually... Like... What, 30, 40 years ago or something, 50 years ago, we mapped the lunar surface to the meter completely. It's ridiculous, all with probes and stuff. It's absolutely amazing. So I don't think this would actually be necessary, but sure. In order to start observing the object, you need to accept it. As with most decisions you make, who would have thought? This will reveal what resource deposits can be found there, but not how rich they are. Interesting. Notify on new discovery, that's fine. And afterwards, I would assume it would just proceed to do things. First orbit. Complete contract first orbit, if you say so. I mean, telescope successfully delivered. System check passed. We're ready to observe objects in outer worlds. And we get 15,000 bucks. Cute. It's time to investigate Lunar more closely. Like the Earth. Oh, and also we got a new explore Lunar. We need to send a probe. So we need to construct the iris, send a probe, and then put that probe on Lunar. Lunar landing, 150. Okay, 10 times as much money. You know what? I'll take that. Yeah, I'm sorry that I now block this, but something has to be blocked. It's fine. We can also build buildings, by the way. And we also have observatories. We don't even need that that telescope. Although it's probably better not to have to go through the atmosphere to observe something. Spacecraft. We need to build the iris. Now we should select spacecraft you want to construct. Simple disposable, low mass craft for delivering probes and modules to distant objects. Okay. I mean, it weighs 2 tons. It has 20 tons fuel capacity because it needs to fly itself after it is delivered to orbit. Love that picture, though. That's an in-game picture. Interesting. Is this one way? It's disposable. I bet we need another, but I'll wait. Now I can simply speed up time and wait for the construction to finish. Yeah, I could, but there's also something else I could do because we will need a probe. So I should probably be building one. The probe is not a launch vehicle. We can make a Falcon. That is reusable. And an Eagle. Reusable super heavy class launch vehicle. Now, you don't necessarily just want a super heavy vehicle because you're wasting fuel with that. But I might build one of each. I'm not going to build another Sparrow. I'm not sure that will be useful. Apparently we have another Sparrow, weirdly. Maybe we build a Falcon? It's 42 tons, not nothing. Huh. Maybe. I'm hesitant because it's metal. We have 2,000 metal, but that will go down fast. We can, as far as I know, we can buy things from Earth, from the government. We can also have our own mines. The problem is, if you're mining metal, and that I know, there's a license cost. Do you see that? Right here? License cost 200 bucks per 1 ton. That is a lot. If I need 64 tons, I would pay like 1.2 million for that. Ridiculous. Yeah, but I'm gonna build this too. The music is going strong. My goodness. Okay, let's just observe our beautiful planet a little bit. Which we should fix before we go and do space nonsense, by the way. Okay, we're getting the other vehicle. Maybe I shouldn't build this. Maybe I should just build this. Construct your first chemical spacecraft. Old reliable. Okay. But this is also very heavy. Oops. Wow, camera going wild. If you look at this, I think it's on par with this thing. Wait, but this is a launch vehicle. I think this is a spacecraft, the Stratos. So I probably will need an Eagle to fully launch with this. So I'm gonna build an Eagle too, right now. Just so we have it available. Shouldn't be bad. I hope we can, you know, recycle them later. We will need a probe for this mission. Oh, frick, and I forgot the probe. The one thing I actually wanted to build, damn it. To be ready much, you know, quicker. Because now we could just start it. Damn it. That was dumb. But okay. I do like how this looks, actually. We found fissiles on Lunar. We just don't know how many. Okay. Well, that's why we're sending a probe, I guess. And we're already building this. Stratos research completed. That is also cool. Because now... Okay, yeah, it's not a launch vehicle. It's a spacecraft. And we will build at least one. Probably two. Because if we go to the moon, we will probably want to ferry back and forth, and having one vehicle for that is nice, and then we need probably another vehicle to go to Mars, and you know, it's good to have two. Also, we can do there it is. We can do shortfalls, you know, we can handle those better. There's the probe. Press and hold the left mouse button on the module icon and move it to Lunar. That's cool. I like that. That's pretty good. That auto-selects a destination, Earth to Lunar. And we go to the surface, not the orbit. Which definitely will make a difference, right? We don't want it hypothetical, we don't want it cyclical, we only want it once. Spacecraft are vehicles designed for traveling between planets and orbits. They vary greatly in thrust and efficiency, with some being able to launch from lower gravity worlds unassisted, while others can travel great distances with minimal fuel. Yeah, and also I think the one we're seeing there, if that's the one I know of, cannot land. That is also very important. Minimal fuel. They're the primary way of transporting cargo and crew between places. And yeah, I think this is the Hermes. And we definitely wanna go into these for sure, because they cannot land, but they can drop things still, which is very good. Just do orbital drops, because that's never gone wrong. So we're leaving Earth orbit, we need a spacecraft. Select Iris. It's light and cheap, perfect for delivering probes. That's true. It has 2 tons capacity, so it could deliver 2 probes if we needed to. Or, you know, something else that's a ton. Or something that's 2 tons, of course. So yeah, that's fine. We're delivering a probe. We want the Sparrow. Yeah. But it's weird because this is not reusable. Will that be built? I hope not. Okay, so... The thing is, from what I know, we could take full propellant. We don't need to. We could take minimum propellant. We would get there. We don't have to worry about the return trip. If I put in more, though, then we practically deliver this extra fuel to Lunar and keep it there. So we will have it available later. But since this is a one-way trip, and that makes it much cheaper, because the problem is, look at this. This is 56 tons of fuel instead of 155. It costs 3 times as much because you have to lift the fuel too. So going lighter definitely saves you. And since there's no return trip, let's go. For the 16th of March, 3 days. And we're already going into biotech. That's pretty nice. And this is our rendezvous. Look at this. This is where we start when Earth reaches this spot. And this is where Lunar will be when we arrive. I love this. This is amazing. This looks really cool. And there we have started. Or not. Okay. We're inside Earth. That's not perfect. I'm not sure why we can't fly faster than Earth. But it's nice that we can zoom in that far. And... boop. Contract completed. Explore Lunar. Touchdown confirmed. Data feed established. We'll be getting survey data on resource deposits soon. Finding out what riches lay on the moon. That is, okay. Rhyming for no reason. We get 150,000. Lunar landing. Cool. We had 4 million again. Because we have upkeep. 5,000 bucks. 35,000 per month. Ooh. Why are we paying license fees? Do we have fabrication? I'm gonna look at that in a second. Do we have fabrication on the Earth? There are not many things you pay license for. You don't pay license for carbon. You do pay for rare metals, I think. Yeah, 800. Oh, yes, you pay for carbon. Wow. For trees, really? You don't pay for oxygen. I mean, that's something. Yes. Oh, license cost for fissiles. Ouch. You don't pay anything for water. So we could build a water mine, in quotation marks. I don't know why it is that, but... Okay. And silicon. Silicon is also not. So silicon and water you could mine. The rest you better buy, because that's cheaper. And it doesn't ruin you as fast. And yes, here's how we buy and sell. So we don't want sell, we want buy right now. Later we can even sell to other corporations, which can be very, very lucrative. Crew compartment. Oh, we definitely want one. Oh, we have one. Okay. Oh, we have noble gas extraction. Does that incur? Something incurs license fees, and I don't want to know what. But apparently... Oh, there's noble gas. Oh, yeah, that does. 2,000? You insane? Maybe I want to get rid of this. I'm just gonna buy them because F that. Can I sell this? Look at these license fees. It doesn't extract much, is the thing. We will need noble gases, but my goodness, is that expensive. Some solar arrays. Vehicle assembly. We have only one and we have a headquarters. Okay. Well, I'm looking around a lot, I'm sorry. But has to happen. Now we need to construct Stratos and send it on a mission. Yeah, we needed to research that. Haha! Preempted you, game! Gotcha! And we got an Eagle launch vehicle. Maybe I should have gone with 2 Eagles. Maybe I don't want a Falcon. Let's have 1 Falcon. That should be fine. But we have 2 Stratos. I probably need 2 Eagles. Okay. Oh, you should know how to do it yourself. Well, that's great. Okay, so what we want to do... We want to construct this. We want to construct the launch vehicle. We want to deliver crew. And bring the crew back within 10 days. Well, that's easy. Well, first, we need to wait, is the thing. Because we still need to build these. I would have thought the Falcon has been built yet, but no, it hasn't. We may need more assembly. Oh, that's also expensive and needs energy. We do still have some energy. Silicon on Lunar, okay. We have constructed a Falcon. We're now constructing an Eagle. Okay, we're observing resources on Mars. What else do we have? Mission list. This is not in the beta. Marketplace, mission planning. Now, as far as I know, you can't plan missions as a hypothetical and then do them. you know, than have this plan available. It's a little bit sad in this game. There were some hot fixes though lately, so maybe you can now. I don't know. Come on, Eagle, be built. I could go much faster, but I don't wanna. I want to have some sense of time. We're half a year in the game right now. Now, it depends on what we're starting with. I hope we're starting with the Stratos now. After the Eagle. Because we do need an Eagle. But if we start with the second Eagle, I'm just gonna stop it. Nope, we're starting with the Stratos. Perfect. Thank you, game. For being smart-ish. We have biotech. We're going for solar sails now. But yeah, the quicker we can go to the spin thing and save fuel that way, the better, I would guess. I mean, we could go space farms. We will need that. Weirdly, you do that on Earth too with hydroponic farming, which is completely idiotic. Hydroponic farming is bad. It's just not efficient. Not on Earth, at least, where you could just get a field and plow the field and, you know, put seeds in and you're good. Construction application of robotic systems, life support nanoprocessors to exoskeletons and expert systems. Reduce crew required by facilities by 5%. That's also huge. Costs a lot of days. Artificial hibernation. Interesting. Oh, there's some cool stuff in here. I like it. Unlocks research carbon release and artificial magnetosphere. 250 days. Planetary habitats. Huh. Underground habitat. We will need that for Mars, for sure. It's interesting that this is so cheap. Or maybe because it doesn't give anything. Selene Stratos cargo capacity by 50%. Doesn't do anything if you don't have a launch vehicle for them, though. Vacuum optimized bore heads for better mining. We're not there. Debris shields. Ooh. Oh, reduces the mass. Interesting. That is really good though, because that means you can save fuel when you put something into space. Alloy smelting. But yeah, I'm 467. That's a whole year. And then some. I mean, this is more. This is almost 3 years. Fusion theory. Wind turbines. We don't know how to build a wind turbine. That's great. Geothermal. We could go... A nuclear reactor is not that far away, actually. And maybe I don't want a nuclear reactor, but, you know, going towards some other stuff, like going for fusion, which needs nuclear reactors. So I definitely want to throw that in. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that before spin launch. And then geothermal and wind. Wind is definitely usable on Mars, I would say. Definitely not geothermal, though, because Mars is dead. It's a dead planet. The core is dead, therefore no geothermal. Exoplanet detection. Yeah, we don't need that yet. Otherwise, debris shielding would be nice. Let's put that into, and we'll see. I think we will put some solar stuff, solar sail stuff in between there. From what I know, solar sailors do work, but they are very slow. Or that maybe they work in theory. I'm not sure if we ever done this. Sad thing is we're just losing money right now. Because this is not being built fast enough. I'm not sure it warrants building another of these vehicle assemblies. Let's have another crew compartment. I mean, these don't cost upkeep as far as I know. This might. Probably want a mining module soon. And even construction equipment. And orbital construction. Yeah, let's build all of these. And a mobile refinery, I would assume, would be nice. Radioisotope generator. 15E power production. Now the question is, does this need... without requiring input or maintenance? Do we have the materials? I don't think we do. Costs us 10 tons fissiles, but you know what? This is good to get something started. What is that symbol? Exotic alloys. Okay, I don't think we can. That would be nice, but I don't think those exist. Actually, they do exist. How many do I need? Because this thing would be nice. We have none, right? So I'm just gonna buy 70. Oh, this is weird. I mean, it is some money, but you know what? I'll take it. I definitely want a mobile refinery for a trickle of fuel. We'll definitely use that on the moon, I think. Also, we can use that on Earth. For now. Because our fuel is not unlimited. 40,000 kilotons. Yeah, oops, no, I don't want to. Okay. I mean, this can build in the background, that's fine. Doesn't cost much more money. Also, the mining will actually do something here, which is not what I want, as you can see. Because we'll pay royalties for this. But okay, that's fine. Stratos almost done, let's go. Come on, baby, let me do this. Construction equipment, and we have the Stratos. Good. Once again, plan a mission. Will do. We want to go to the moon. We want a Stratos. We want to add the crew module with crew. Yeah, this would be with crew. We have much more cargo capacity. We don't need the Eagle. We can just use the Falcon. These will need to be refurbished before you can reuse them. Supplies represent food, oxygen, water, and other necessities for human survival in space. They can be made on farms or purchased on Earth and are required by humans in transport to survive the trip. If they're trapped for an extended period without supplies, they will die. Spacecraft supplies capacity is too low. Load additional supplies in the cargo hold. Humans and habitats consume less supplies. They can also survive without supplies, which makes no sense. However, without them, they won't do any work, as they are too busy keeping themselves alive. At least they won't just die, which is probably useful, because planning a trip to Mars will take a while. Getting there, that is. There are very few windows to go to Mars. Unless you want to, you know, take like 3 years. Now, I'm not sure how much I need to bring. I would assume, you know, we need the same to get there as we need to get back. So this should be fine. And would definitely save us some fuel. Look at this. This is ridiculous. This is so much fuel. Damn. Left over 26 tons. I'm not sure how much we need to get back. So I'm gonna overshoot this a bit. Like 400 tons. Even though it costs us 700 tons. Ugh. But okay, this should hopefully be enough to get back to. It says minimum needed 55. But that is just to get there, right? And is it the same to go back? Who knows? What I think you can do, though, is... Aha. Better take as much as possible. Well, that makes no sense, because look at what we need. But okay. It says we should. Bring the crew back within 10 days. So I think what you can do is plan a Lunar to Earth. And the game, yeah, will exactly know that there is one flying from Earth to Lunar. And, you know, interject here instead of starting a new one. And now look at this. We're planning the return trip already. That is huge. That is a huge function in here. That's pretty good. And we want the crew. Cargo will go to the next destination. I hope it will. And you can plan these at any time before this arrives. From what I understand. I don't think we need a launch vehicle. But we don't know how much fuel there is there. Okay. Because there is no fuel on Lunar and you can't use the one you bring. Interesting. Okay. You live and you learn, I guess. So now we started. Lunar 6 is on the go. Sorry, Lunar 4. We have solar sails. Unlike other spacecraft, solar sails do not expel propellant. The lightweight construction and large reflective surface allow them to move using the minuscule pressure of sunlight to slowly change their orbit. This means they do not require refueling, but they can only take the slowest paths between objects. They are also unable to reach more distant objects, as sunlight is not strong enough past the asteroid belt to let them maneuver. Well, the first asteroid belt, that is. Is this the Oort cloud already? No. It's just the inner asteroid belt. But further out, there's another one that's the Oort cloud. I think. I think this one is the Oort cloud. This is just the inner asteroid belt. And we can only go, you know, basically to Mercury, Venus, and Mars with a solar sailor. Which makes sense. Because out here, sunlight is extremely low. Even at Mars, it's only, what, a third or half of Earth's? So that is a problem. That is a big problem. But now we could make a solar sailor. As a spacecraft, the Daedalus. Oh, and we need an orbital shipyard. How do we make an orbital shipyard is the question. We don't have a Stratus for that right now. We do have the Eagle back, and the Falcon is going to be... No, the Falcon back, and it's going to be refurbished. The Eagle was not used. Because we don't need it to bring that little amount of tons into orbit. And that's a big distinction, the spacecraft and the launch vehicle. Well, Lunar 4 is reaching Lunar in a tiny bit. Oh, let me go. There. The very SpaceX looking rocket. Ugh, such a disgusting thing. Hey, Munaway. I can't watch your vid. Error 1000. Oh, that's bad. 1 second, everyone. Okay, fix that issue with Twitch. It was just the bitrate was wrong, and Twitch was not happy about that. Hey, Twitch. There we go. Touchdown on the lunar surface. Our crew has successfully landed on Lunar. We aren't prepared for a long-term stay yet. You should send our crew back to Earth before the supplies run out. Please open the Lunar object panel and plan a mission. The return trip. Okay, that should be easy. 5 people on Lunar right now using half a ton per day. Everyone uses 100 kilos. I mean, that actually sounds correct, because this is not just food. This is water, and water is used for air as well. Yeah, food, water, and air. So actually 100 kilos per day is... Really? Maybe. Maybe. It sounds in the right ballpark from what I know. I have a few issues myself, but that's because Azeron does not officially support Linux, and the game Icarus by Rocketworks runs like ass on Linux. Oh, that's kind of sad. There's a workaround, but it's not very good. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel ya. But I had to scramble some things to get them working. Okay, we want to go on Earth, not into the orbit with these people, because the people will die otherwise. Well, over a longer period of time. Let's reuse the Stratos. Let's use this module. By the way, Terrible Hamster, if anything sound-wise is not correct, please let me know. For you as well? Oh, let's bring the astronauts. Not the probe. Just... Yeah, the rocket left, guys. We're still here. And then ground control... What do you mean you're still there? What? Yeah, you guys packed the probe and then you left without us. So we have a week of supplies. How quick can you get back to us? Oh, that would be horrible. That would be absolutely horrible. Yeah, look at that. We only need another 50 tons. So basically, we need a tiny bit more than for the trip here to leave. Interesting. So we could have done it with 112 tons, 111. Interesting. Because we would have saved so much tonnage. But the rest that we're not using, I mean, we have the other 400 tons here, will stay on Lunar and will be usable later, so it's not wasted. And also, I think the food will stay, since we're not taking that with us. We would actually need to do this. No, you can't. Maybe because the food is in the crew compartment and you don't leave it. We're taking the crew compartment with us. We're not taking the drone. We could, the probe. We could take the probe, but why? There's no reason for it. And this one shows the deposits. Or does it still need to work? Yeah, I think it does. I think you still need it. Okay. I think we should build another probe. Because we will need that on Mars too. So that's the return trip. Let's speed up time and wait. Yep. Wonderful. Yeah, we don't have another probe, but we will definitely need one for Mars. At some point. And that's why I'm also building the orbital construction, because I want to build an orbital factory. I have a cyborg too and a cyro. Oh yeah, you're not using... My Azeron controllers work, but can't use the sticks with Xbox settings. Oh, really? I haven't tried controllers yet. I haven't had the time. So that's gonna be fun. Okay, let's go back to Earth. There's our window. Lunar landing. Complete contract lunar landing. Nice. Getting achievements. The crew landed successfully with no issues. The news is already... The news is already talking about? Okay. About this, we made history today. It's been decades since anybody achieved it. For what reason? Who knows? Unlock contract Explore Mars and unlock contract Space Dock. Okay, now we're going into Space Dock. That's cool. That's what we need. Perfect. We need to plan both simultaneously because the trip to Mars will take forever. Which is good that we have 2 Stratos and 2 Eagles. We'll probably have to build another. Although I think the first trip we're not using the good ones for. We're just using a little one-off probe and one-off thingy. A regular controller works fine, but as I said, Azeron does not officially support Linux. Yeah. And if there's no one who set that up for Linux, like with the Affinity stuff, it's hard to do that yourself unless you know the deep shit of the operating system, of the controllers themselves and stuff. Yeah. I wouldn't want to do that either. So that's kind of sad. I'm sorry to hear that, Monaway, that doesn't work. It would be really nice if they would support Linux. Anyway, though, for this part, I think that's a good point to stop. We already are further than SpaceX will ever be, so that's great. Thank you for watching. Leave me a like if you enjoyed the video. Especially on a new series, that is very, very important and really, really helps. Also, leave a sub to the channel if you enjoy it here. And if you want to see more stuff, also, you know, might look at what I've already let's played. Maybe there's something there that you'd like too. Come to Twitch, come to Discord, and I see you all in the next one, everybody. Blub blub.